information. Which camera we're looking at? Here we go. Hello, sound check. Mum, are you there?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Anyone else's mum there? We should be good.
I think we're live.
Yep. Right, camera. How you going? Who's going to be first? We're about to ring Lauren. We're going to talk about some interesting subjects. You all know we're on tonight. It's payday, the first payday of the financial year. Which phone has got more? Please, sir, can I have some more?
More porridge. It's taking a bit of time.
It is.
Here we go.
Here we go. Mitchell Taylor is first. Miss Angela gets the bronze medallion, but not quite gold. I said 701. I'm sorry. Sean Davey. Callum Innes. Lovely Lauren is here. We're about to ring you, Lauren, because more is better sometimes. Tonight, we're going to be speaking about some subjects.
Bit to get through.
It is a bit to get through, mate. Some of it's a bit close to home too.
Always is.
Minty fresh. Yes, please. My breath stinks of Team 100 at the moment. For those that are on it with me, well done. Oh, let's go. That's the push-up competition. For those that haven't seen it, get involved. Take days off. Someone got on there, someone with a bad attitude got on there and got angry. He's the only person out of 1,500 people that had a thumbs down and said you're not showing any signs of rest, so you're going to lose all your gains. Come on. No one's going to be able to keep up forever 100 push-ups a day. Relax. Pepper. And it's never someone with a real name either. Pepper. The way I like my steak. Zach Reeves. Hey, Kaz, keeping well, mate? I am. I hope you are too. I feel really good. 2 days into this Team 100. 100 push-ups a day for old men. It's fantastic. I feel good. Less milk coming out of the tits. It's good to go. Boobs. PK, my favourite chewing gum. And Tommy, yeah, how we going? We're going well. Matt, man, it's been a while, mate. It's been a while. I started updating a lot more on Patreon for you, buddy. But I haven't seen you on there. Hector, the son of Troy, the hero of Troy. Aaron Dixon.
Hey, darling.
It's his little girl.
Love you, pumpkin.
Has she got a pumpkin?
2.
Mr. Bryce, fantastic. Great news. Got his gold card today. Good on you, mate. Good to hear.
Well done.
It turned out the only thing that was missing was miscommunication. He just had to sign a form. It was waiting for him.
Yeah, it's always the way, but it's always the way.
Hanging on a thread. Michael Stott, medic. This one's going to be a big one for you, mate, tonight. Whew. We're going to be talking a little bit about 60 Minutes. Okay, the danger of being the whistleblower. We're going to talk about today Hong Kong. It is basically officially communist as of 2 days ago. We're going to be talking about Black Lives Matter. If you donate to them, where does your actual money go? I know. I found out today. You don't know where it goes, but I know. Taha, how we going, mate? Finally caught a stream. Great to have you here. James Norris, good to have you here too, Jamie. Miss Angela, I was waiting, but hi, fellas, and special hello to the lovely Lauren. There you go. Ryanopoulos. Sounds very Greek. Sounds like a statue of old. Good to meet you, history. And 6-3 Yankees always here. Good to have you here, my man. Good to have you here. And we've got Callum. Kaz, help. I'm an Aggie, and I was lied to by DFR. Don't worry about it, mate. Have a great time and be the toughest guy at RAF.
That's it.
Take your shirt off, rip it off, put some fake man hair you can get from any infantry bloody barbershop, stick it on your chest with some dog tags that you've put on some salt water and shit to make them look older, or give them to an infantry guy to wear them for 2 weeks for you. Grid. ADMM. G'day. Sean Davey. Look at Kaz at the gun show. I'll be back. 2 days. You get Matt, man, I'm always lurking. It's great to have you. We love our lurkers. Team, let's ring Lauren, shall we? G'day, Commonwealth Bank. What's you got to say? Jed Stevens got a Kaz a PFA in a couple of weeks. I've been training for 6 months now and feeling great. Thanks for the advice, mate. I'll let you know how I go. Of course you will. And we can't wait to hear.
I reckon you go well.
Yep. Ryan Berg. not the iceberg. If you're going to watch about bergs, what you should be looking at is the excellent vlog channel, which is Cara and Nate. They go and do I think it's $30,000 a person to go to an Antarctica discovery cruise, and they do some amazing shit. It's worth watching. She starts crying, and they also have to plunge into the water. Really emotional sort of thing. It's beautiful. Mark Schroeder. G'day, Cas and team. G'day. This is Dicko, for those that don't know. Dicko, do you want to quickly tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Ex-army, retired, ex-infantry, got out for about 18 months, crossed over the waters and went over to air logistics, and worked at 176 Air Dispatch Squadron for about 14 years, something like that. And out at RAF Base Richmond.
Yeah.
Great times. Really enjoyed it. It was really, really different world compared to infantry. And I actually really enjoyed it. It gave me a different insight, different customers, and compared to what you do with an infantry and things like that. And yeah, just a different army, different part of the world.
And that wasn't a mistake. But Dicko has made mistakes in his life. Dicko, tell him what happened with the beautiful real estate that you have in Richmond, West Sydney, the Bronx. Tell him what happened. How have you ended up with a lovely house, lovely pool, lovely garage for your car, because cars matter too, hashtag. What haven't you got at your house?
Haven't got my man cave.
Why haven't you got your man cave? What rookie mistake did you do?
Well, my wife wanted to pull, and we made a pinky agreement, pinky swear, that if we got a pull, I'd get my man cave. My man cave was actually getting priced in around the $60,000 to $100,000 mark. So it was no little corner shed. It was going to be the full deal. It still will be the full deal. I just got to get that little pinky swear a little bit closer in the grab next time.
So let's summarize that. So you bought your lovely family, and they are a lovely family, a pool in winter instead of buying yourself a man cave.
Yeah.
Are you going to invite some men over once you get it?
Yeah. You'll be the first.
This place is skyrocketing. I've got to be a man first. This place is skyrocketing real estate wise. It's fantastic. You know, he'll get his man cave and you'll all be invited. Big Eyed Six, how you going, mate? Dicko and Cas. Mate, how we going? We're good.
Good.
Big Eyed Six. We put the picture of Dicko consuming a hot dog on the thumbnail, so it's a little bit more Navy-esque, so to speak.
No deep throat. Better Harry's Cafe de Wheels. Have you ever had it? It's good stuff.
Got the heartburn.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what. I think I had something with grounded chicken assholes and birds' toenails. It was good.
I can already feel it now. Robbie Kent, how's your dog? New one? Commonwealth Bank, not by money, only by name. Get you 100 out today. I did get it out today, mate. I'm sore right where the milk comes out of. What's that you're drinking, sir?
I got a fabulous bottle of, what do you call it, Soda Stream. I reckon I haven't had Dean's made me a Soda Stream. I reckon I haven't had a Soda Stream since probably July of 1986.
Nothing brushes your teeth better than a $5 bottle of cola in a true cola cup.
How good's this? And a Coca-Cola cup that was given to you by someone at McDonald's, I bet you. Yeah.
Some of the topics we're going to cover off on tonight, guys. Okay. Justin Waits, here you go, mate. What are you waiting for, my man? We're about to ring Lauren. Then we're going to be speaking a little bit about the BLM, Black Lives Matter.
Jeez, you fizzed that up here, mate. That's yours.
We're also thanks, mate. Thanks, Cobber. We're also going to be speaking about Hong Kong. And that's not King Kong. We're also going to be speaking about whistleblowers. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it wrong? What says you, and what is the price of doing it? And does it change anything, or does it destroy everything?
Yeah, that's true.
So rather than just have two knuckleheads talking about it tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the lovely DNA that made Lauren, who is shining, the voice of reason, the common sense, the lady's touch.
Good evening.
Hello. If I call you Betty, will you call me Al?
I don't care what you call me as long as you call me.
Oh, hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
Sometimes on cold nights in Tully. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you notice I always make my chair a little bit higher so I look bigger than Dicko?
And I'm actually sitting further back as well, so it makes me look smaller.
There you go.
It's cheeky.
Size matters.
I better sit a bit closer.
So, Lauren,
Yeah.
we weren't trying to take all of your night, but it is important when people hear the contest of serious subjects, because a lot of people here don't have serious subjects very often.
Yeah.
It's important to have a lady's point of view, to also tell us to pump the brake occasionally too, if we look like we're swimming outside the flag, so to speak. You know, there's a bit of a personal touch here. Which one do you want to cover off on first? The BLM, Black Lives Matter, whistleblowers, or on Hong Kong that we've been doing the reading up on?
Are you asking me or Dicko?
No, I'm asking you this time. You can tell us which subject we want to talk about first. After we say MVids from the USS Wasp. G'day. Good to see you. Do officers still eat before the enlisted men, sailors, cabin boy on a naval vessel? That used to really buzz me out, because in the army, we always let the lowest ranks eat first every single time. And always get the soggy rissole.
And you're starving, and you watch everyone just scoff a meal, and you're like,
look at
my turn.
I've got a body like a bloody starving person. You can't even say starving like white anymore, or it'll come across as racist.
Oh, you know the word white and black has been banned.
That's a racist comment right there.
Banned.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right, Fugly. No lives matter.
So which one do you want to talk about first, love?
I actually want to jump straight into the whistleblower.
Okay. Team, just hold off on the comments for a little while. Okay, hold off on the comments, because we're going to talk about some serious issues here. A quick synopsis of what happened. Basically, I reckon, Aaron, you can give us a summary, because it's one of Aaron's friends.
Well, so the guy we're talking about, Dusty Miller, was on 60 Minutes on Sunday, just gone. Basically coming forward to say that people that was in his care at certain particular times were taken away and killed. And then subsequently that's played on his mind since it's happened. So basically the short story is 60 Minutes to the story. He's gone I'm assuming he's gone to 60 Minutes. He's gone, this is what happened. Now, in saying that, he's gone on TV to say that he assumes that someone was killed. He didn't actually see it physically happening. So he's gone on TV. He's saying that I believe that someone in my care at that particular time, whether the Taliban or not is irrelevant, was then taken away by another soldier. And to his understanding or assumption, that soldier was killed.
Well, he gave first aid to a soldier, and then another operator come over and said to him, don't worry, he didn't make it. And at the time, you got to remember that they've come across this guy already with a bullet wound through and through. Before they got there, he's given first aid, stabilized him, and then said, yep, okay, he's good to go. He doesn't know that. I've worked in hospitals, and I've been around people that have gone in with leg injuries in third world countries. You don't know what their other ailments are, and they don't make it. And you're like, what the fuck? You know, the implication of what he's saying, we all get it, you know, if you've seen the story. But I'm thinking about things from the point of view of a defense lawyer for someone who doesn't get a chance to defend someone who's being called out by going to the media of all people, which hands this over now to the court of public opinion instead of the jury of your peers. And did you hate one of them, or were you upset by one of them? Was there two? Was there three incidents? Because at the end of the day, every single person that has ever been in the SASR, Who Dares Wins, a national strategic treasure of Australia, has been permanently disgraced and may not be able to get back up.
Before we go any further, I actually know Dusty Miller personally. And I worked with Dusty Miller at 176 Air Dispatch Squadron when he was a medic there back in the mid to sort of late 2000s. And I've become quite good friends with him. Now, I haven't spoken to Dusty in at least 10 years. At least 10 years. And in that time, I've seen him on TV, seen him come forward. Now, my own personal opinion about Dusty was at that particular time when I was working with him, I always found him to be very, very honest.
Yeah.
Very honest, very open. If something went wrong, Dusty, hey, no, I don't think that's right. You know, we should be doing this, doing that. So I always found that his character was always very honest. So just to clarify that, probably hence the reason why he's being so forward. I think it's part of his personality.
Brutally honest.
This brutally honest.
The question I have is that whistleblowers they have there's different kinds of whistleblowers. Okay, there's an investigation going on into this anyway. What is it, the Burton investigation or something?
Yeah.
Now, I want to know why he needed to speak to the media instead of just speaking to the investigation.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know him. I didn't even watch the 60 Minutes story. But what it leads to me is that were the motives about being a good person, or was there some other kind of reward? Because to me, it doesn't make sense when there's an open investigation to go to the media.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you, Lauren, on that. And I think that's where the mistake lies. Sorry,
Lauren,
that's what I said.
Okay.
My accent kicked in. I said Lauren.
Yeah.
No, and I think you make a good point there. And the thing is that, yes, this is a current criminal investigation. Yes, he's not obligated by any service, but there is a moral obligation in the fact that, you know, why go to the media first?
That's
why
yeah.
and not only go to the media, but actually say on national TV that you did not see that person die. Now, I know what you're saying. I understand medics, and I get that they understand when someone's a prior 1 casualty, someone's a prior 2 and a prior 3.
And Hippocratic oath.
And you take a Hippocratic oath, as doctors and all nurses do, to say that you will uphold everything in your power to look after that patient. I fully understand that. But to get on national TV and say, listen, this guy then was taken out of my custody, and then for someone to come back to say that he's no longer alive, he doesn't fully know what exactly happened. He could have died. But to actually not physically see that happen,
exactly,
that has serious repercussions.
People come out of surgery and they get like some sort of blood clot or an aneurysm or something.
That happened to me. That actually, I nearly died from a basic medical procedure.
But you also went to sleep with malaria medication with no water and burnt your throat too.
Oh, yeah, and I still pay the consequences.
You can't swallow.
Yeah, no, it's done. But no, you make a good point there, Lauren. And it's a very it takes some sort of I don't even know the words. It's not even brave. It's kind of miscalculated, I think.
Well, some of the questions I come up with, Lauren, was: did you actually speak to someone that you loved, that loves you, and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this?
Yep.
Because I couldn't imagine a single person would agree with the way you've done it and would say, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the moment, this screams of payment. And if you found out that you're a whistleblower and you got paid, then it's sort of very, very dangerous grounds you're in. But the other side of it is, if you didn't get paid for it, does that mean someone in 60 Minutes is going to get the biggest bloody bonus this year, and someone going, how did you find someone so intelligent with so much wisdom and had so much trust given to him that came and gave you a Thanksgiving dinner on a plate already cut up for free?
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, you can even Google search, why should I be a whistleblower? And it'll tell you things that you should consider before doing it. And one of them is that you can't control where the investigation goes. So any person who decides to be a whistleblower better make sure that they have nothing to hide and a totally clean record is like one of the first things that come up. But also it's about the reward. Like, okay, if you're a good person, you can't live with yourself because you've seen something awful happen, or you just know something's unjust, then to me you would be fronting at the inquiry. You would be fronting at because that's not being kept quiet. That's not being covered up. That's, something we could all do without, and it needs to happen. But to go to the media, especially when you don't know what happened to that person, on speculation, and the media, I imagine, like I said, I didn't see the story, they'll beat it up to be fact and nefarious, and that he was implying that someone took him out the back and did away with with him, but we don't know that happened.
And the guy was so much a saint that someone had even shot him once before our guys even turned up. He was so innocent that other civilians supposedly had shot him. And they use that term. Sorry?
Yeah, we've got no context for the story. We've only got a snippet of what's happened. And I'm finding that's the same with every sort of media story I'm seeing this year about someone in the SAS. You're just getting one version, one snippet. It's not in context. And it almost drowns out their voices before we can hear it. And it's mostly based on speculation, conjecture, guesswork. In this case, he's guessing something nefarious happened because dude was okay last time he saw him.
Well, what about the other side of it? He has no authority whatsoever to speak on behalf of the Defence Force, of SAS, of the Australian people or Australia, to contact the family and as part of that media job say, this is what happened to your family, what I think happened, and I'm saying sorry on behalf of us. You're not the person that gets to start an international incident through a media outlet.
It's the media involvement that is what makes me go, that's really odd. I would be very interested to know if he was paid to do that, or if, they sought him out, or if he sought them out, or how it all happened. I'd like some context about how that happened.
I feel for him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that he's had good counsel from others.
No, I don't think so.
No. I compare what he's... Sorry?
If his conscience is hurting so much from something he doesn't actually know what happened, that to me indicates that perhaps he has other issues.
Maybe.
Well, I think he did come forward and say that there's obviously complex PTSD from these types of things, which then can then lead on to complex ways of thinking and understanding and not clarifying things quite clearly in your head, where you start to take extreme actions and extreme point of views and extreme ways of going about things.
But he is the only one that cannot win out of this. All you can do is make your position worse.
Yeah. I feel sad for him that this was the choice he made when there was other options like the inquiry.
It's a really weird thing, because I think that I've got a lot of experience in the flip side of this is what is worse, the fact that a life was taken, and I don't believe people when they say this person was innocent. They didn't go into the village trying to get everyone in the village. There was something about this guy, so much so, again, civilians, Taliban had also had put bullets in him before they'd turned up. So this guy is not a darts player from the corner pub.
It's not random.
But when you compare what happened to him, I'm also thinking, well, what about inaction? What about putting things in the perspective of Rwanda, where thousands of people are dying, with white soldiers, black soldiers, well-trained soldiers, UN cap-wearing soldiers doing nothing while civilians are getting attacked and killed by government forces? Which one is the greater evil? So it's, as time goes on, the wounds, the invisible wounds, are inside the men and the women that are in those situations, sure. But you can always make your life worse. You can never make it awesome again, probably not, but you can definitely make it worse. And did you want to finish off on this story? I'm just saying, be careful, team. Yeah, someone wants you to be the whistleblower. Just
in all seriousness, Dusty, if Dusty is watching this, mate, and you do get a hold of me, contact 176 Dusty, and please give me a phone call and we're gonna have a chat.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against you at all, Dusty. It's just an open conversation about what is going on in your world, because to be brutally honest, mate, I'm genuinely concerned.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had a choice in how that was edited either, how it was shot. And he may have said a lot more to put it in context that's been taken out and left on the cutting room floor. We don't know that.
Yeah, 60 Minutes used to be my favourite show, and I see them as goddamn parasites now. Parasites. They picked over his bones on that story, not caring what happens to him.
Good for his mental health at all. you know, peer support is one of the most effective helpers with veterans, especially veterans with PTSD. And to isolate him and sort of ostracize him from the community, as that, you know, just kind of will do.
I can guarantee you too. Sorry, Lauren. I can
That's
guarantee
right.
you that 60 Minutes would have probably contacted, they would have got in contact with that Afghanistan family to then say
Yeah.
to Dusty, hey, listen, we've got them here, to try and pull at the heartstrings to see what sort of response they're going to get from them. Because, like,
He's unfair.
yeah, it's just, it's
They're
craziness.
basically triggering his PTSD to get it to make good TV.
That's exactly right. And that's where it's wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right there too, PK. Q&A are the same. For those that don't know, I've been on the Q&A, and I went there with my coat medals on to represent the military from a civilian's perspective, because I really wanted to take it to what was he at the time? Punsy looking bloke. Shorten and Rudd, when they were both in, when the Vietnam vets came back. Aaron was actually with me when they brought back the 27 dead. And instead of going and seeing our dead come back from Vietnam in all the hearses that put a tear in our eyes, they went and watched the football instead. It was a goddamn disgrace. And when I went on to Q&A, and I was sitting right in the center, about 4 rows back, and mate, they would not look at me at all because they knew what was coming down the pike. And
did you have to have like a preemptive question?
I had my questions in and registered.
Yeah, that's right. That's because they filter the questions. If it doesn't suit their agenda, it just doesn't get picked. They're just like, nah.
Yeah, and they make it look organic, like people put their hand up. They go, "Yeah, mate, what do you got to say?"
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Next subject. Let's answer a couple of questions first. Emma C says, last time I did a beep test, I got 3, but she had a broken foot. 3's not bad for a hopping individual. Not bad. We heard before from Big Eyed 6. I think they said something like today it was an announcement for 260 billion or million or billion for the Navy. That's a lot. Those cabin boys will be getting some lipstick for that one. Spartan mouth. Can we get a quick recap for the latecomers? Basically, what's happening today, Spartan? We're talking about some serious issues. We're talking about the whistleblowers as opposed to the civilian Taliban, maybe individual that was attended to by SAS Patrol. Dusty Miller. Miller?
Yeah, Miller.
Dusty Miller was the attending medic. Apparently done a fantastic job. Believes that he got a guy stabilized. Went back to check on him and got told, don't worry about him, Kay. He is a no-go. He didn't make it. And then 60 Minutes, it looks like they've done a hit job on him, which means they're potentially permanently, tarnished the reputation without it going through the proper channels, a jury of their peers, of what I believe to be an Australian strategic treasure, the SASR. Yep. We're also going to be talking today about Hong Kong, which 2 days ago basically has now become a communist state. What happened was the British had Hong Kong, I believe, for 150 years as part of their empire. And when they handed it back over to the 100-year lease, and they gave it back to China on the 1st of July, 1997. And the understanding was that when Hong Kong went back to China, it would be classed as one country under two systems, which still allowed for the population of 7.1 million Hong Kongese. Is that what you call them?
I think so.
Hong Kongese? What are they called? People from Hong Kong? Hong Kongians? King Kongians?
Hong Kongians, I shouldn't laugh.
Anyway.
It could be Hong Kongians, I don't know.
So what's happening is so 7.5 million of them. They were a sovereign state of the Republic of China when England gave them back. But the understanding was for the next 50 years, they would be allowed to continue to be a capitalist nation with freedom of speech, despite the fact they are under the umbrella, the sovereign state of the People's Republic of China. Now, they've gone ahead and gone, nah, dropped the mic, 37 years early, 27 years early, and said, as of 2 days ago, now we've decided protesting can now be life imprisonment under the sedition rule. And I believe they have also brought back in that you can be kicked out of Hong Kong as that said person, and someone's already been taken in for having a free Hong Kong flag. Has already been arrested, and it can be a life sentence and taken out to China to basically never be seen again.
Yeah. So tell me again why the British Empire was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
these people, they had freedom. They had a basically Western way of life like we had when it changed over. And I remember that they didn't want to change over. They saw this coming. They knew it was going to happen. And then they've just gone bang. I mean, who'd want to be a bookseller in Hong Kong right now?
Well, and that was what started a lot of this shit too, Lauren, was back in the last 20 years. What happened was all of a sudden they found out that all the book writers had been going missing and then turning up imprisoned in China. And they're like, what the hell is going on? You're extraditing people to China. What are you doing with our people? And that's because they've still got freedom of speech, something we don't have in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
With a capitalist, the harder you work, the smarter you are, you can get ahead. Now people look around at their child going, you're not going to have the life that I had. But all is not lost because they've played their card. They've pissed off the world. There's over 27 nations, big nations, that have got involved, that have said this is no good. And the UN pussies have said, we don't know if we're going to stand for this. Remember what I said. The population of Hong Kong is 7.4 million. England has said, if you were born before 1997, which means you're roughly about 23 years old over that, that we are going to give you the opportunity, all of you, to pick up Diddy Mao from the village and come to England. Why is that important? That's 3 million people that are probably the parents of the other goddamn 3 million.
Yeah.
Which means, and Australia has said yes too.
Yeah.
We're going to help as well. And what does that mean in case you're watching here, if you're not really down on this stuff? That is an open defiance to the red state. And that's something we're not used to seeing at all.
Yeah, no, it's time to do that. It's time to say you've gone plenty far enough.
Yeah.
Mucho respecto.
Yeah.
It's quite true.
So that would be crazy if we see the entire world say, yes, you can all move to our country. We get what's going on. A deal was broken. This is not something you've done wrong.
No.
That's it's pretty crazy. And I hope some of these
Hong Kongans, I think.
Hong Kongans. And no disrespect, because guess what? You don't take much up much room. And I've got a room there and a room next door.
Oh, we've got so much room in Australia. We do. I think we've got like the most land per person in the whole world.
If you cook for me and you clean for me, I'll let you stay for free.
It's a good deal.
Especially if 9 out of 10 men would give you a 9 out of 10 rating and your kid doesn't eat much either. I know what you're saying. Cas, you're a saint. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
And if it turns out she is beautiful but she can't cook, I'm going to give her 10 years to get the hell out.
Or to learn to cook.
No, I'd cook for her. UN is a joke, yep. And Reese Lyons, how you going? Good to have you here, mate. And we've got tennis balls underneath. Jared. G'day, Jared McMichael. How you going, you Patreon patriot? Patreon members out there, represent. Put your thumbs up. Let us see you there. Miss Angela, there's another one. Aaron Neves, good to have you up. What else have we got on Hong Kongolese? China overstepping their mark. They tried to steal Mount Everest the other day off Nepal, and they got told, come and take it.
What did they try and do? Like a David Copperfield, put a blanket over it? Nothing to see here, everybody.
Mr. Anderson kicks us off. Not Sue Cow.
Oh, yes.
G'day, Cas and team. Have you heard about the CCP plans for something big before next year's 100th year anniversary of the CCP, maybe an invasion of Taiwan. Well, that's who I'd be getting nervous for next.
Yeah.
But you know who I'd be getting nervous for? The red state. They don't have a single ally.
Which
Yeah.
red state you're talking about? Not
My favourite food. I don't want to say it because I know that Siri's listening to me.
North Korean, mine too.
No one builds bridges like Jason. G'day, Jason Bridges. Because being prosecuted for political beliefs. Yep. What did you miss so far? Look at that. It's Coin and Peppers. Mate, we've just had a bit of a serious conversation tonight about whistleblowers, dangers of, which is everything. We're talking about bridge over troubled waters in Hong Kong that's become basically a communist state in the last 2 days. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not. If you can't say anything, if everything can come under the sedition law and the only people allowed to travel around the world are those that spoke out in said Hongolese, and you're going to the country that you're not allowed to take photos in, and that tells me that's as communist as you can get.
Yeah, no, it's it. Also, I think China's the biggest black market organisation in the world for body parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just. Yeah.
Jason Bridges says, right to seek asylum, Kaz. Do you want to seek asylum here? If you want, okay.
Do it.
Mount Everest is a tip. Yeah. But you know what? There is a lot of garbage up there, Brady. But as you know, the reason is even if you die up there, they can't retrieve your body because it's too dangerous unless Killian Jornet comes up there with his 4 Mars bars and half a bottle of water, puts you on his shoulder, did him out fireman style, but not like the calendar, and then rips you down in a couple of minutes.
Crazy.
SOS, good to have you here, mate. I hope you're not in trouble, son. Madison County, Kane Higgins, all the way from Mackay, or Mackay for those that can't speak English. Corporal Banjo, how is your 100 push-ups a day going, Kaz? I don't know. Tell me. No, not. I'm doing it. It's getting done every day in one hit, not one set, if you know what I mean. What else is there? Because there was something I wanted to talk about today, but I was thinking about actually making a video, and that's talking about, Lauren, we might come back to this whenever we've got time. We've been speaking for 37 minutes. Do you think it deserves a video of its own? Our imposters?
Man, I think it's something we're probably going to talk about more than just on one video because it seems to be a reoccurring theme at the moment. I was actually just hoping you could say hello to James Young because he copped some crap from our latest imposter.
Who did?
That was James Young, I think, in the comments.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, so I think
we'll talk about it.
Actually grateful he's here.
Okay, Grid.
Right, but
Nutsu Cow. Let me talk a little bit about a fella called James Young, who is here. Is in our chat at the moment?
No, I don't know, but I was talking to him in the comments just before the stream.
Okay. James Young was a soldier who joined the military in 1989 in the land of the School of Infantry, Hard Knocks. It was a tough place.
And we know this for fact.
Because I'm his mate.
Yeah.
Because he made me go and have to do a reshoot with Admin Company back in 1992. I was angry at him for over a week. No, but he's a legit guy. Went to Cambodia. He's a veteran. He was in comments and got called out by someone in said comments. You can look at it now. And I don't care about calling this lad out because it's not his real name. Yeah. But James Young come there in peace to just come and hang out with people. He's a veteran, went to Cambodia, was in the 2nd 4th Battalion and the 2nd Battalion, when they delinked. And he just came in there to say g'day and basically had someone start referring to him as the old blokes. You wouldn't be able to hack Kapooka now like it was so easy back in those days. You wouldn't be able to handle it now. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Kapooka has never been easier than what it is now. But at the same time, I'm not saying Kapooka's easy because working 90 days straight, no matter what you're doing, even as a hooker with better looking people than yourself, would not be an easy job. So who is this person that's speaking that way? Because you never hear someone from the military bagging out someone.
No.
And comparing dick sizes, especially over something like Kapooka, unless they're at Kapooka.
Yeah, no.
And it's someone from red tabs talking to someone in blue tabs. So this guy's parroting off for a little while. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here? He's been very disrespectful.
Yeah,
And
he was downright rude.
It was downright rude. 100 push-up challenge. Get involved, team. Get into it. Nutsu Cow from SOS, who's in trouble by his very words himself.
Stewie Denman.
Stewie Denman. Is that who it is?
2 hour. No, just up there. It's got the
Demo, how you going, mate? He's a good-looking lad.
X2RR. Now on the RAF.
And he went to aviation, didn't he?
He sure did.
Good on you, mate.
Speak to you soon, Stewie.
He's a cheeky bastard. You never know whether he's having a go at you or not.
One of my absolute best friends ever in the army.
Who has best friends? Back in. Oh, you're my best friend and your BFF, mate. Yeah. But Stewie, all the best, mate. But anyway, so James Young is flabbergasted, and rightly so, and then accidentally answered my comment instead of said at 28, the whatever man. What's his handle?
10-year-old man, I think.
Okay, so I asked him, I put it to him, mate, so what do you do? And what's your core? How long have you been in for? You know, because I'm thinking to myself, you're saying Kapooka was shit and easy in 1989, but it's hard now. So that implies to me you've done both, because who would be able to give you that answer except someone who's done both? His answer, oh, my God, my head is hurting.
Yeah, it's cringy.
It doesn't even exist, I don't believe, this rank. I'm a warrant officer class 1. Sorry, I'm a WO 1, class 4, cadet. Okay, cadet. 11 Bravo, which is infantry in America, not Australia. And he's been in there for 20 years. And when I said, what do you mean you've been in cadets for 20 years? You're only allowed to go up there until you're 17. He's going, no. I was so good at shooting that I could pass the LF6, which is the lowest level shooting you can do, the basic shoot for all corps.
That old chestnut.
That I could do it with my right hand and my left hand. There's no reason for that. It's not trick shooting.
There's a common denominator here between our two confirmed imposters that we've had. They both claimed that they were so special, that they got special, they'd been doing special things and they helped reform the ADF. And so there's a common denominator there.
I just couldn't believe it. And so I sent people to go and have a look at this and say, am I seeing this correctly? And now he's calling out these people and having a go at them, but so confident. He's told me that he is the SME in shooting. He's a subject matter expert, and he's actually going to bring optical sights to weapons, you know, to get rid of basically the iron sights on weapons. I'm going, well, mate, I got to the Army 5 years ago. I was in the Army for 24 years. For the last 30 years, basically every weapon has had sights on it. And then I remembered he told me that he's a cadet. I went,
cadet, yeah.
This kid's a fool. But what scares me is if he is like this and he is so bombastic with his comments, if I was his unit, I'd go, if this guy is mouthing off in comments at real veterans, people like you, and I'm not asking you to go and defend the channel. I'm not asking for you to go and pile on top. But what I'm saying to you, even if you're a cadet out there, I'm going, you don't deserve to have a dickhead like this.
Exactly.
Who is 28 years old talking at 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 16-year-old girls.
Yeah, exactly.
But if we dug in his past, we'd be a little bit of, mate, what the hell is going on here?
Exactly. But I think it's worth just at this point telling the subs that equals 2 cases of stolen valor that we have.
That's dos in Spanish. That means 2.
Yeah, on the channel thus far.
Lauren.
So if they're speaking to someone, they should just, take it with a grain of salt unless it is someone who is verified as legit by the channel. You know, the veteran community is really tight. It's not hard to find out who's who in the zoo.
Yeah.
And this definitely doesn't have to be a tarnish on our cadets out there that are just trying to do their best at their age, you know, when they could be playing Xbox and they're sitting in the rain trying to get ready for their path of the Australian soldier. No slight to you at all whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Clancy Freeman. He can't come from Hong Kong with a name like Freeman. What was I going to say? Sounds like one of these stolen valor dickheads. That's what I said to him. I said, this is stolen valor, mate. You were implying that you've done Kapuka. And he also said Singleton was easy too. And I'm like, no worries, copper. No one thinks Singleton is easy. Is Singleton easy?
Oh, yeah. Did it stand on my head? Not.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Right-handed. Yeah.
It's a great course, but it's not.
Even the haircuts are shit.
It's not meant to be easy.
So you do run into these people, team. Lightning is struck.
Cadets. I've never heard of that one. Oh, that's a perler.
But lightning is struck twice on this channel. Because that's not the first one. The other one we tried to go, I don't know. And I don't even know if I've told Dicko about it. And this guy was in the inner circle of our channel. I do not judge you. When you come to me, I listen to you, I talk to you, and I trust you.
We trust you. Yeah, exactly.
I like that, Lauren. Yeah, man. Yeah. The Hodge twins. Yeah. And with this guy, some of the stories he told, it was...
they were ridiculous. Let's be honest. They were ridiculous.
But there was real emotion behind the bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. We talk a lot, and I think people should know that if they're going to tell me a rubbish story, I'm going to check it out with my mates. And that's not just you. I'm going to ask my other veteran friends, does this sound right? And you guys will always give me the good oil on people. That you always tell me what is right and what's wrong. Because I'm a civilian. I don't know. People could say all sorts of abbreviations. I wouldn't know what they meant.
Yeah, no,
but you can still smell a rat. Everyone can still smell
when wrong.
Yeah. When you got a nose like me, I can tell you the time.
Yeah, generally within like 30 seconds of a conversation with someone, if they haven't got their little beads in one sock, they instantly we just go, nah. And then it's the little questions that they should know answers to.
Exactly.
And there's just
I didn't know what questions to ask, so my mates told me, ask him this, ask him that. And then I did. I went back with the answers, and they confirmed this is total rubbish.
Yeah.
Stoddy.
Yeah.
That's generally how it goes down.
How dry is Stoddy LF6? Dudes, that's practically a sniper. Well, it's funny to talk about that.
Love it.
You know, when people are telling me that they can't sleep at night because the faces of their victims keep flashing through their brain, and then you find out they've never been overseas.
No, they did.
You're like, are you talking about Tinder going wrong?
They went over with the scouts.
Yeah.
It was a jamboree.
Yeah.
Well, it was really, really sad because the same person told me that they had been injured in an explosion on deployment overseas. And
A covert trip overseas.
Exactly, secret squirrel stuff that Australia tried to cover up. And that to me really annoyed me because, one, you're implying that the ADF would do that, and I don't believe they would. And secondly, I have a very good friend who has been injured in a deployment overseas by an explosion. And I thought this is really bad. This guy better be telling the truth. And it turned out he wasn't.
It's a small world. You can get investigated like that. 2 phone calls.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it is a small military. It's not very big.
No.
No, exactly.
The best, smallest army in the world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
We had to let you know about that one team. It was, oh my God, it was, and there'll be more on it. There'll be more on it.
Video about it. We were going to. We just have been caught up in life, but we will because it's good. Because people like me, like really, I've got no hope of spotting some of these people until they say something totally ridiculous. So maybe even some tips for people on how to spot one and what to do if they find one would be good.
Kind and Peppers, he reckons his Call of Duty kills haunt him.
Okay.
Someone just wrote there, mode, I can't pronounce the CXV8.
That's Roman numerals, mate.
Stolen valor is illegal in Australia. Yes, it is.
It is stolen, but
it's illegal.
The hey, how you going, Dave? But the cringe is worse than the punishment, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm going to let you know something, team. There is levels of stolen valor, where it is people that don't need to do it. It is people that have actually been in the military and
Exactly.
just want to be on that train. They just miss those trips, and
Well, they think what they've done isn't enough, and they discredit their own
bizarre.
actual
I find that really
purpose.
strange.
Yeah,
and there's so many of them. There's so many that do it. So many do it.
Yeah.
ANZMY, that website, if you fluff anything up in your military record,
exactly.
Anyone, if you're on here now, have a look at it's all capital letters ANZMI.
They're actually very helpful. Even if you've got a query, they are very helpful.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to get your mug on that.
No.
Vugly reckons the next minute he gets PTSD from paintball.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Madison says she's got to, Cas, need to do another PFA on Tuesday. Yep. I have to go for the 4th of August date. Otherwise, my job won't enlist till 2021. Timing is never perfect, and sometimes you get the offers quickly. You just need to be ready. And that's what we say to people. Make sure you're at least a little bit fight ready when you get to the assessment, especially if you're not doing something that's vanilla. If you're doing something that's specialized, if that might be someone that they're looking for, you are the droid, then make sure you've done your homework, make sure your fitness is up, maybe make sure your administration is good to go, because it can be very quick. And we've got a couple of individuals right now who are racing the clock at the moment to get to fitness levels. They're a little bit older and this is their last chance. Hey, everyone, hope you're all being well. Sorry I've missed a few streams. Will, I am. I was going to ring you today. Patreon legend. How are we going there? Any chance of a couple more likes? You freakos. We'll send you to the Kong. We've got another one. We've got another story. Sorry, team, this is not our normal patter, so to speak. But I got a question the other day. Someone was asking. It had nothing to do with the push-ups that we've been doing. But the day after I done Team 100, where I introduced that, and I got on there the next day after I'd done said 100 and looked as flushed as the first girl I'd ever pleasured. It wasn't Lauren. The only thing someone took away from it was the fact that I had a Troops for Trump sticker in the background. I'm like, what an unusual thing to be centered on. But I like leadership, and I like someone that can stand their ground and be a leader despite the fact that it may not come across as the popular choice. I can also deal with someone who gets the job done, and I also like the underdog. But in saying that, Black Lives Matter, BLM, that's not a toasted sandwich team. Burnt lettuce and mayo. That's the Black Lives Matter movement team. Do not support this group. I'm not saying don't feel their plight. Okay. But again, I believe they're a terrorist organization personally. I do. And you won't see a black screen on bloody Instagram on my account. Believe me. Because no one's going to Chicago, Illinois. Chicago just had 100 shootings in one day. Children killed, 18 died.
Yep.
No one said a single thing. They do Chaz in Seattle and shoot up some kids in a car. What were the kids doing in there in the first place?
That's what 60 Minutes should be doing stories on.
Absolutely.
And they won't.
But you won't have heard of this one, Lauren. A friend reached out to me today and said, are you doing a stream tonight? He goes, there's something I would like you to bring up. I went, okay. He deep dived. If you go to the Black Lives Matter screen, if you go to their screen, they have a website. There's a donate. There's a donate button.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go on that donate button and you click on that, you have to tick a box for terms and conditions. Guess who owns Black Lives Matter?
And who would that be?
The Democratic Party. All of the money has been going through Black Lives Matter straight to Biden.
That's
how creepy is that? They are, and they even have it in the type where no one writes. That basically you can't make more than $2,800 pledge because it's a political one. You go, what are you talking about politics? This is a cause. This is Black Lives Matter. No, it's not. This is going through the back pipe, And it's also all of the other left-leaning things, climate change, all those different things get involved, and they go through Blue Act or Act Blue. Blue Act, Act Blue. That's a site. Act Blue is what it's called, Act Blue.
Yeah.
And when you see Act Blue, that goes straight to and only to the Democratic Party. That's where your money's going. Do you honestly reckon the people who have got a heavy heart for the people that are suffering in the USA and across the world realize their money is going to a guy that's only come out of his closet once in the last 89 days, who looks like a one-legged person, trying to sprint?
He likes to sniff little girls' hair.
He's a weirdo.
Oh, I can't stand him.
Dude,
Let's be honest.
it stinks.
Goddamn pedophile.
But you're playing with people's money. You're playing with people's heartache. People always give more than they can afford to give. And to know that that's getting funneled through, and that's the reason why at the moment Biden has actually raised more money than the DT, despite the fact that there is no enthusiasm for the Democratic Party.
It's not doing anything to improve the lives of people of colour in America. It's not doing a thing. Let's remember it was Hillary herself who called them super predators.
There she's over there.
That's exactly
it's nice
right.
to see Derek back too.
Sorry?
It's nice to see Derek back.
Derek is back. He's just over there chilling out. Yeah. So, in case you're wondering, also, isn't it funny that when they did the Black Lives Matter, how it's suddenly topical because these people didn't go to George Floyd's funeral. They also didn't tell you the truth about George Floyd, despite the fact that that was tragic what happened to him. Sorry?
Yeah, they didn't do anything about the problem before. The people who are giving money are probably really good-hearted people who really feel bad and have maybe learnt some stuff that is genuinely they did need to know. And so they're genuine community members who really, really want to help make people's lives better. But that's right, that's very dodgy to hide it like that. It should be written quite clearly where the money goes.
But no one would give it if they did.
That's exactly why they hide it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's out of control. It really is. And that gang violence has got to stop, but they have to address that. And when you can't even speak the truth, when every song has got the N-word in it of the same people that are attacking you with bricks, guns, fire, cancelling, because they're saying without proof that you said something 30 years ago, which makes you as bad as anyone else. You're going, come on, mate. Have you heard your music? I don't give a shit what color someone is. I just care about the content of the character, and that's what Martin Luther King said. Talking about, just to change it up a bit before we get too excited on this one, or say something that people can grip onto with their little hooks. A beautiful thing happened today. Benjamin Chuck is a lovely young man from the 2nd Commando Regiment that lost his life beside Scotty Palmer and Tim Applin when their helicopter was in a tragic incident on the way to a strike, so to speak, a mission in Afghanistan. We've read the poem about the Immortal Three. I wrote that the night I found out this young man, beautiful man, had lost his life. Gordon is his father's name, a fantastic man, someone who him and his wife and family gave so much. He reached out today and gave me the honor of asking me if they could please use the poem that I wrote for his deceased son as part of I'm not sure if it's a media story or something that's going on.
Lovely.
So what a beautiful thing. So we're going to ask you, and we're going to ask you while you're on here, team, what do you think about the idea that Aaron Dixon gave me tonight that we look at getting a star registered with Benjamin Chuck's name?
That's great.
Yeah, we might do that and then present that information to Gordon and his lovely family,
Yep.
Permanent. I like it.
I felt that one. I felt that.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great thing. Yeah. And we'll, and I think too, we'll also maybe in the future make it a yearly thing.
Yeah, each year Let's dedicate a star.
The fallen.
Yeah, sounds great.
Holy shit, Dave D's talking about people going vegan. We're going crazy there in chat.
We've got
Just leaving for 5 minutes. Everyone's going vegan on us. Exactly. Crazy.
Is there any chance, team, we could get some thumbs up there because we've just mentioned his name? Can we get some thumbs up in the chat? That not on the stream. I mean, just the thumbs up in the chat for Benjamin Chuck. Good looking man, kickboxer, lovely guy, helicopter pilot, special forces. The guy's a legend. When you look at him, you go, I don't get jealous of people, but I do wish I was more like some people. And he wasn't missing anything. Always the biggest smile, really, really great guy. And his brothers, are hard to please, and they chose him. So he's a good guy. Thank you for those thumbs of color.
Thanks, team. Just saw that. Cracker.
Team, if this is your first time here, subscribe. Some candles thrown in there by Brady too. Very nice, mate. When people come in here for the first time, they might see this and think, geez, these guys are a little bit opinionated. But that's because conversation like this used to be normal. But it's getting so kibosh now. It's getting so watered down. People are so nervous to think and say the truth. What chance do our kids have if they're never hearing that said truth? The people like JC, the police officer, being able to tell you what it's like in the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Only whistleblowers, burning their own futures.
Yeah. But these conversations are normal in our community. We talk to each other like this.
Yeah.
We talk important things.
Absolutely.
We talk stupid stuff too, but we do talk about important things.
And we also go out of our way to look for the underdog to help.
Yeah, we do.
And it's a way that we try and rationalize the total mayhem that's happening around us, and the illogical decisions made by people who we've deemed to, oversee everything that we do. And the thing is, too, I don't want to see this country become a nanny state either, with some of the ridiculous government decisions that they've made for us, thinking that we're some sort of bunch of fucking children.
Yeah, the micromanagement.
And we don't want that either.
Here's one from Mr. A. Mr. Anderson, not suit cow. I got myself right in the push-up platform.
I can't do it. I've got this camera.
He says, crooked Hillary.
Hillary.
No, I'll call it, yeah. So Siri's not listening.
Shut off now.
Said she's backing Bowden 100%. Does she have a secret backup plan to become VP under Bowden?
Probably.
No way she has left her political career.
Yeah, no way. I think Bill's entire career was about her career.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And they've both got shadiness,
Yeah,
I think he was just a horn dog and was there for what it could give him. But he did, when he was in university, he sat in a tree for 24 hours, 72 hours, shitting out of the tree as a personal protest against something. There she is. And
Jesus.
what was I going to say? I believe, and I've said this before, I believe what is going to happen at the moment is Bowden is getting pushed forward like a right shield. And don't believe this is not going to affect Australia team. Believe me, it will.
It does. America coughs and the whole world gets a cold.
Correct. Bowden is going to get used as a right shield. There is a whole gaggle of middle-aged women, more wrinkles than the bottom piece of chicken in a KFC bucket that was left for 3 days after a poker game that no one knew about, and probably the wing as well.
There's no leftover KFC.
The wing, maybe. But I think what's going to happen is, and you can hold me on this one, Elizabeth Warren, number one, because she's a woman of color. Indian, Pocahontas. I think followed by her is going to be an all-female ticket. Will probably Kamala Harris going second. I think it's going to be an all-female card. I think they're going to roll their dice, and at the last second, they're going to do a Bradbury. They're going to push Biden out of the way. Female one, female two, strongest debater, Warren. Okay.
I think they're going to do a Gillard.
Yeah. Jason Bridges. Hey, Cas, how do you plan to do a vid on injury prevention? I'm probably the worst person for that, mate. I'm covered in injuries because I didn't prevent them.
I'm the same.
You know,
listen to your body is the best advice I can give you.
I was even Red Bull when it came to sex. No safe. No, I'm joking. Red Bull will make you fly. No, honestly, I think his guys do it pretty well these days, Jason Bridges. I think, you know, let's look, for example, you have to have days off. You know, like we discussed, when you do your push-ups, we don't literally mean every single day of your life. If you're sore, change it up. Give yourself a day, give yourself 2 days to get those gains, so to speak. You know, injury prevention, don't overtrain. There's cardio, like pool sessions. Get good at pool sessions. It's impact-free.
Join the RAF.
Join the Air Force. Injury-free. Just train smart, train with others, and learn as you go. You know, don't do these weighted pack marches that people are doing before they even get in. So they get shin splints compartment syndrome, lumbar spondylosis, etc. You know, don't jump out of the back of vehicles. Don't jump off APCs. You know, like we all used to do. You do things a lot smarter these days, except for one thing. They need to get rid of that goddamn obstacle at the School of Infantry, 7-foot-tall monkey bars that you get onto, and no one weighs under 100 kilos at Singleton when they've got wet clothing, body armor, helmet, webbing, weapon, 7 feet off the ground, wet feet, on monkey bars, nothing on the side. If you fall, you fall 7 feet before you land on one of your said die sides. It's only fear that stops people from bouncing off that obstacle. It's horrible. It proves nothing. You know, they need to get rid of it today, tonight. If you're in jail, break out. We're starting to talk shit now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I was in the chat. Carpi G is in Hong Kong right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was saying that he wanted to know if he could put a link to his account in there, and I just gave him permission to put his link in there.
Yes, of course you can. And mate,
and
please,
I asked him to keep us updated.
Please be careful.
Yeah.
Change
exactly.
your name.
Don't get arrested, for God's sake.
Don't get yourself in this shit.
Yeah. Come here, Cas has a spare room.
Mate, carpy. I'm telling you, not carp, because that's a useless, unedible fish for Irishmen.
I've had it. It's good.
Of course you have. You're Irish. Mate, if you can come over here, I'll give you a room. Until you find somewhere else, I'll give you 3 months. You can be part of the channel. I'll pay $1 a day. Carpy, you've got somewhere here. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, because Carpy's been a subscriber for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
You know.
Yeah, mate, don't do anything that's going to get you in the shit. This is not the time to be a patriot. They're waiting for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And with all seriousness, we care about you, mate.
We do.
We do. Hong Kong are fine people. You know, Kai is one of the funniest guys. I think he's from Hong Kong, Hongolese. He's a photography channel. Amazing bloke. So funny. You know, these guys have got some amazing people. Overpriced everything, especially plastic toy soldiers. I've been buying them for years.
Best price 5569 or 295. 10th year anniversary of the MTF-1 battle group deployment to Afghanistan. Unbelievable. Rest in peace, man. When you go home, speak of us. Say that for there tomorrow that we gave out today. Yep. Yeah, I can't believe it's 10 years too since I've been in Afghanistan. Crazy. I actually gave this salute to a couple of Australian soldiers. I'll never forget that. And to a couple of Dutch and a couple of Navy SEALs. And I'll just never forget it. It's just a very emotional thing to see a coffin of one of your own comrades going past you and the flag draped over. It's a very powerful thing. And I don't think it'll ever leave me to the day I'm dead.
And that's why those that give nothing don't understand why those that give everything are so patriotic. You know, and they can say something about Army, Air Force, Navy as much as they want, but at the end of the day, there's parents of those children that are draped in the cloth of that flag. So there is never, ever a time to kneel for a flag, ever. You know, it's a height of disrespect to not serve and then take a knee in front of people that do. As a matter of fact, you should tell people, the paramedics, police, etc. I appreciate your service.
Yeah.
That's all you need to say to let them know. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 years. Crazy.
It's a long time. Southern land, bushcraft and survival, you're looking at pretty close to the best we call it, escape in time Instagram channel right there. You know, there you go, mate. Preventing injuries 101. Don't join the Navy or your ass will need a re-sleeve. Eat the chicken and the bone, you reckon? If Kaepernick gets another contract, I'm sure he'll blow his knee out. Yeah, you're right, my favourite Roman. We didn't get to talk much to chat tonight, but I think these information videos are pretty good. It's a pleasure to have Aaron here, the co-owner of the channel. It's who's come all the way out here for free post mix.
Flew in from North Richmond.
All right, team. All right.
That's it. Is that it?
Loren, Cas, and Dicko. Who gets the points tonight? Best on ground.
Oh, Dicko always wins. He's great.
He does well. Is it Dicko, Cas, or Loren? Who do you need on that wall? PK. Not too cow. Team, thanks for the stream tonight. It's okay, PK. There's subjects we need to talk about. They're topical. Do not donate to BLM, team. Think of it as a Subway sandwich you don't want to eat.
That's exactly right.
Jay voted for Derek.
Oh, it's close. West side. Dicko for sure, says Fergie. There you go.
Love it.
Derek's got 2.
Derek's the winner. Yeah,
Thank you for your support. Enjoy your evening. No worries, Carpy.
Thanks, team. Love your work.
Stay safe, Carpy. Stay safe. You've got somewhere to stay here. I've got a sleeping bag that's never been washed.
Oh,
but it's also never been slept in. Ah! Safe sleep. Zip up. Stay covered. Carby, did you vote for me? Woo! Stoddy. Did pretty well. Oh, Waves, is there still Instagram chat? I've never got involved in Instagram chat because I cannot afford to get that tied down with all the phone calls that go back and forth, with all the comments, with all the content creating, with all the picking my nose collection, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have time for that, but I believe Fugly has something organised if people want to talk to him.
Okay. I'm going to try and get a video out tomorrow or Saturday for you as we go into not just Team 100 or the best quote that I've heard so far. I'm doing mine in sets of 10 and I've done 10. That was Freddie who just joined us. Yes. Beware the sergeant. Be aware. On Patreon, there is actual, real serving members watching everywhere. Miss Angela.
Yes.
Thank you for the convo. It's sex for my brain. Not so cow. Ange, for that, I'm going to buy you a cup of coffee to reimburse the $5 you just did then. You know?
Happy days.
It is. There's me coffee buddy. Garage Australia. Better you in Western Australia. They're tracking each other down. Cheers for the stream team. Thank you for the Patreons. Thank you for going into this. Bring us back. Hold on.
Hopefully you get a nice big tax return.
Oh, geez. I hope so. Imagine that. And
right to the casino.
Loren, can you give us an update on the PlayStation 5, the first giveaway?
Yes. There is a winner, but I'm not telling anybody. I'm going to send you the videos that I've made of the whole process.
And it promises to be quite funny. I do not know who it is.
Yeah, it couldn't be more random. There is no way it's rigged.
Is it true there's animals involved?
There is a rabbit involved in the picking process.
But it wasn't killed?
No animals were harmed in the drawing of this PlayStation.
No. You're not getting a drawing of a PlayStation, Tim. You're actually going to get a PlayStation.
Well, if you like, yeah.
And we've still got to give
Love
away. Can you
Love it.
reach over our favourite painting there? My favourite photo. You know, you may have taken better photos in your life, team, but this is my art.
Jesse's girl.
My photos, Jesse's girl, as Lauren said. This photo, you know, I took in Foster several years ago. It was a shitty day, but caught a perfect moment. And that woman there, I'll never know what she truly looks like because I wasn't focusing on her carcass.
Why did she give you the peace sign?
No, it is the peace sign she's given. But look at this lovely cloud as it comes down at the same time, simultaneously, the explosion of the wave
Plastic. Isn't it?
hitting the back of the rock,
There we go. That's a bit better.
you know. And this would look great on the back of everyone's toilet door.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
You'll have to sign it, Dean.
Yeah, I will sign it
It'll have to be signed.
in white pen of colour. And bullshit, Kaz, you were taking a photo of that ass. How can I? She's facing me.
Yeah, Kaz.
Bloody rapping.
You said you were going to put a gooey duck on the thumbnail, but you put hot dogs.
There'll be no gooey duck. And here,
If you got Dicko eating a gooey duck on the thumbnail.
What's a gooey duck? That sounds like something I had in Singapore.
that's like asking what's Nutsu cow mean.
Yeah, you're going to have to show him the picture I sent you.
It's disgusting. And by the way, team, I'm going to let you know we haven't done anything about it yet, but we have unlocked a feature. For some reason, YouTube seems to be supporting us quite well now. They've unlocked the membership button. I haven't put that on yet. And what that'll allow is for people, when you communicate, to be able to, if they're a member of the channel, okay, to either pull away from Patreon, reappear here as a member, etc., and you'll actually see, what do you call it? Seniority badges, etc. And there'll be other, what do you call them?
No idea.
Emojis and shit that you can release on there to be able to reward you guys for your support of this channel.
I'm Googling it. Kentucky Fried Geo Duck. Is this going to ruin my experience with Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Just look up gooey duck, GEO duck.
PK, I need Biden doll. Well, it'd talk as much as he does. You get the pull string and it just starts stuttering. I actually, you know what? I actually don't have any hard feelings for that guy. I think what they're doing to him is disgusting. He should be trying to look for his son, Hunter.
Should probably be in a home because he's starting to sound a bit
Not a
sick.
cow.
Oh,
Commonwealth Bank. We've been paid by Commonwealth Bank.
how good was that? Straight into the account.
That's awesome, team.
Nah, thanks,
Did
mate.
you look it up?
Okay, guys, take it easy.
All right, team.
I'd love to stream for you again tomorrow night, but you know what? I don't want you thinking I just can't keep going night after night listening to this bullshit. We're not a cult. We're here to entertain you. We're here to do the work in the back place, so you just get to sit down, have a coffee, and just fly away.
Just
Yeah,
fly
exactly.
away.
We'd be having this conversation anyway. We just let people hear it.
We do. We do.
Anyway, team, love yous all.
Yep.
Mucho
I'll speak to you
respecto.
soon.
Mucho respecto from Tasmania, from Ireland, from Australia.
I'm out.
G'day. Drop that mic. I can't because it's on a boom pole.
Hang on. Stage exit.
Oh.
Thanks, Demo.
Mucho respecto. Love yous all. And good night, Benjamin Chuck.